Hello folks, Fairy Village Woods this time. Well, it's dribbling a bit, and I thought, well, if it's going to be a bit windy, this is the best place to come. So here we are. They seem to have cut the grass a bit, a bit, because this ain't cut, but some of it's over there. So okay, right, this one. First of all, I'm gonna link a video in the description. Roma Army did a video earlier that was awful. I mean, yeah, when I say awful, truly awful. She basically started off by saying, now the Depp and Amber case is over, where do we go from here? And then she introduced these two people. One, a male, who had been accused by his girlfriend that when their relationship broke up, his ex now accused him of raping her. False accusation. Then she introduced a young lady. This young lady had been raped by 3 boys, and these boys had then taken photos of that and distributed those photos all around the school and the area where she lived. Obviously, the male who had been accused of rape, he was arrested. He was charged but found not guilty. The young lady, she had to go to court. The the boys who had raped her, admitted doing it, admitted spreading the photos around. The young man committed suicide, whose girlfriend had accused him of rape because of all that he'd gone through, and he couldn't see a way of continuing life. The young lady also committed suicide because of what she'd gone through, and she didn't see a way forward. My God. Awful. Just awful. My first thing to do was just to say, Father, please have incredible grace and mercy on these 2 people, because they've committed suicide. Now, suicide is murder. So, not a good situation to be in. But I said, Father, come on. They went through incredibly horrendous things. Some truly horrendous things that would push anyone really to the point of not wanting to face it anymore. I've done videos about assisted suicide. That when someone is in so much pain, helping them to end it. These 2 people were in so much pain, and they ended it. They ended it the only way that they really knew how. Now, firstly, I'd say from a point of view of what to say about this is that we who have even a tiny bit of light, we need to help to shine light on these things. And when we hear people that are going through this and where other people are judging them, we need to stand up and we need to say, no, you cannot judge these people. If this person has been accused, but this person has not been found guilty, you cannot judge them in any way, shape or form, because they've not been found guilty. You want to judge them? Okay. I'm going to make something up about you, and I'm going to accuse you of something, and I'm going to treat you and ask God to condemn you based on what I've just said, because you're happy to condemn this person based upon what someone else has said, but they've not actually been convicted of that. We need to be tough, and we need to not keep silent when people are judging these people. Look, we also need to absolutely demand, that the police forces around the world stop sharing information with the press and sharing names and details of people who are suspects, not guilty, but suspects. The reason why the police do it is because they want help. They want other people to come forward and say, oh, this person did the same to me, or this person, threatened me with the same thing. That's why they do it, because they want the public to come and help them. The problem is they are putting someone's details out there. And certainly in the situation we're in now, we had that thing a few years ago, Believe All Women. Didn't that become the case? Didn't the media and the police basically say, yes, okay, we're going to do that. We're going to believe all women. Even though women are like men. They lie. Some do. I mean, is there a woman on earth who has never lied once? I don't think the answer is yes to that. I think the answer is no. Probably not. So believe all women, even though they lie, just the same as men do. No. The obvious answer to that should have been no. But the answer was, by media, generally speaking, certainly by anyone who was left, and the centrists didn't actually stand up and say, how stupid is that? No, we're not going to do that. No. We're going to have things investigated and the truth can be outed. And we will look at the truth and we will believe in the truth. Yeah. We just had that situation with Johnny Depp. Amber Heard accused him. So what did basically Hollywood do? Cancelled him. Tried to. And certainly the left media and most of the media went along with it. Cancelled Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp is a domestic abuser. The Sun newspaper in the UK wrote that story, didn't it? That's Scum newspaper. That's all the Sun newspaper is. The Sun newspaper, for goodness sake. Salacious news. Basically, a newspaper that basically prints stories just to get you looking at what they're saying and saying, at least I'm not as bad as that person, rather than sorting your own problems out. That's what the Sun is all about, isn't it, really? We need to be standing up and saying, no, that's not okay, that's not good enough. Yeah? And to say, certainly the authorities, no. It should be illegal for the police to leak details to the press about a suspect. It should be illegal for them to do that. How on earth it's not illegal, I don't know. And I think it probably is illegal, but it never really gets investigated and chased up, and an officer really facing time for that. They should do. If you are willing to destroy an innocent person's life, so you might get an easier investigation. No, you deserve to lose everything. You deserve to lose your career. But I don't care who the person you're leaking information on is. You can't do it. There's so much of this that is so dark. It's bad right now, and as I say, it has been for a number of years. A man accused of something in that area. Yeah. You're counted as guilty until you prove yourself innocent. If you cannot prove yourself innocent, you're in big bloody trouble. That should never be the case. Never. I mean, the problem is you've got this incel group of men, and again, they are disgusting, but I can understand it. If you're a male in this sort of time, and you know that if you go on a date with a woman and you say something that's inappropriate and they go and spread all that crap online trying to turn people against you, or if they're unhappy with the date, that maybe you both got drunk and you make out and do all the things you do when you make out, but then she's not happy with the fact she's done it, and then she goes and accuses you of rape. I mean, does this thing happen? Yes. Is it frequent? Thankfully not too frequent, but the fact it happens is still enough for a lot of men to say, no, I'm not going to play that anymore. I mean, that's not incel. Incel is a step or 10 in the wrong direction. Basically hating on women because women don't find them attractive. Well, instead of doing something about it, bizarre. Anyway, that video was just terrible. That's all right. But I'm going to link it because it's worth linking, because it does highlight that sort of situation. I mean, we've had a situation with COVID where a lot of people killed themselves because they lost hope. And I can tell you now, folks, hopelessness is... I mean, can I really say I've been there? Not really. Not to that degree, obviously, because I'm still here. But to that degree, yeah, when you're at that situation, as I say, the suicide is basically the same as assisted suicide, basically. Assisted death. And with assisted death, I think an awful lot of grace and mercy has to be shown for that. I really do. And I've asked God to really be full of grace and full of mercy for these people. For the people that die and for the people that help them to die. Because, yeah. I mean, I can even see that the thing of it is with this young man who was accused of rape and this young woman who was raped. For them, I think to a certain degree, their killing themselves was an act of love towards their families, because obviously they can see what their state is doing to their families. The problem is that their mind tells them that if they end it, their families don't have to see them suffer anymore. Problem is, if you end it, your families don't have you anymore. Your mind doesn't tell you that. Your mind, as I said, your mind tries to sort of act as if it's your friend. In situations like that, it really isn't. And it will lie to you. I mean, that I don't understand. I'm not someone who has knowledge and understanding of the mind to that degree. But how on earth your own mind can try and get you to kill yourself, I don't know. I have no idea why that happens and how that happens. How your mind can be telling you to do that's the best thing. Because I understood about life is that your mind and the rest of your body will fight to survive. I suppose when you get to the point where you're that hopeless and the pain gets so immense, every part of you just wants that to end. As I say, really, when it comes down to it, that's where incredible grace and mercy has to come into it. There's a dog there just running on its own. I don't see an owner. Because normally, I'd try and pause it. I'd come into somebody, but I can't see the owner. The dog came from there. 1 second, I'll just pause this. Right, doggy's on its way back to its owner. So that's good. Just see a lady with dogs. She said it was chasing a deer. So that makes sense, I suppose. Anyway, okay, back to the point. Yeah, look. There's a lot of people going through a lot of stuff right now. There really is. And as I said the other day, we've got to raise the bar. We have to be different to those around us who aren't, saved or whatever, however you want to put it. We have to be different. We have to realise that it's not our job to judge. Who's the one that's going to judge everyone? Well, it's Father. That's his job. If that's his job, and as I said the other day, when it comes down to it, Father isn't looking at these people. He's not judging them. If he was judging them, they'd be dead. Because the price of even one sin is death. Right? So if they're guilty of the thing they're being accused of and God was judging them, they'd be dead. So we have to assume that it's either not our job to judge, or if God is judging them, then they're innocent. Right? So either way, not our job to judge. If it's God's job to judge, let him do that. That's his job. Let him do that. But yeah, it's there's a lot of it. There is a lot of it. You know, and we, as I say, we saw that with regards to Johnny Depp. When Amber came out and said all this crap, she knew exactly what she was doing in 2018. She knew about the Me Too movement. She knew about the believable women. She knew that she'd be believed. She even mocked him and said, go on and go and tell the people. See if they believe you. She knew they wouldn't. Not at that point in time, in about 2015. She knew that Me Too movement was on the rise and believable women was out there, and she can say whatever she wanted and people would just believe her. Yeah. I think, as I say, one of the biggest problems in this area is the fact that men believe they won't be believed. Therefore, they don't come out and speak. They don't. Yeah. And that's not helpful, but it's also, you know, when you've got enablers, as I say, Amber Heard had enablers. Johnny Depp himself was an enabler of Amber Heard. Yeah, because he stayed with her, because he basically, according to his own security people, told them to placate her, tell her that what she believed was true. You know, that when she said he kicked her on the airplane, even though he didn't, tell her that, oh yeah, it was wrong for him to kick you. Because she's not going to accept that it never happened, because in her mind it happened. Yeah, but then leave the woman. You know, yeah, I've been in a similar situation, you know, with someone who was basically threatening to kill herself. And the relationship was really bad. And I didn't want to leave, because if I left, yeah, was she going to kill herself? Did I want to be responsible for that? That maybe, yeah, things are going to change. Of course, they're not going to change, because there's no reason for them to. All the while you're placating, that's what I said to you. That's what I said in the past, you know. Leave. It doesn't mean you can't come back. If you're in that sort of relationship, leave. You can come back, but you can stay away. You know, if the other person in the relationship, if the other person was the one who was toxic, then if they've proved to you it's not going to happen again, then go back. Otherwise, don't. You know? Well, yeah. Talking about the fact that we need to basically demand that the police leaking stuff, that area, that's going to be down to the majority of people who know it's wrong to stand up and say this is wrong. The problem is the majority of people, they just don't want to do it, do they? Okay, they've got a sign there saying danger of death, keep off. Yeah, I'm going to. I'm not interested in climbing that thing anyway, so yeah. No, I don't want to climb that. Not at all. I'm going to keep off. Thank you very much. You didn't need to warn me. I get it. Someone's going to try and climb it. Why? Kids, don't they try and encourage others to do things like that? Yeah. Yeah, at my age, no thank you. So, yeah. Right. There you go. I'll leave you to it. God bless. Bye-bye.